Good morning, students. Welcome to class 24 of Business Environment. In this class, we will study regarding Sale of Goods Act. So, before going to Sale of Goods Act, let's understand what is sale. So, according to Section 4 of Sales of Goods Act 1930, a contract of sale is a contract where the seller transfer or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. Okay, so it is a composition transaction consisting of any agreement to sell, passing of title, delivery of goods and payment of price, so cost and charges of transportation. So all this includes in your sale goods. Okay, so what is sale? So in simple, if you want to understand, so it is a contract. Suppose it is a contract, there should be the agreement enforceable by law, right? So here agreement is there. So agreement between the buyer and the seller. So for what? To transfer the property in goods. Okay, to transfer the property in goods to whom? To the buyer. For what? The consideration is the price. So it is a composition or a composite transaction consisting of an agreement to sell. So you are going to sell, pass the title, deliver the goods, you are going to pay the price, cost and charges of transportation, etc. Okay, so this we call it as sale of goods. The next is, so this sale of goods is going to cover the transaction relating to the sale of goods. So this act covers the sale of goods transaction. So there are various provisions, various conditions relating to the transaction. So they are relating parties. Who are the relating parties? So there should be at least two parties. So one is your buyer and the next is the seller to carry out the agreement or transaction. Okay, the next is goods. So goods means here movable goods. So transaction involving the sale of immovable property are out of the preview of Sale of Goods Act. Okay, the next is your transfer of general property. Here transfer of general property means you are going to transfer the ownership of the goods. Okay, then the next is price. So price means the consideration, and here in the sales transaction always the consideration should be money, and it also includes the rights, duties and liabilities of the seller and the buyer. So here hope you understood what is this Sale of Goods Act. So in simple, to be a valid sale or valid sales transaction, so there should be the agreement between the buyer and the seller. And what you are going to transfer? You are going to transfer the property in goods. Okay, so it should be the goods. The goods means the movable goods here. And to whom you are going to transfer? You are going to transfer it to the buyer. So for what? So you are going to transfer the goods. So there should be consideration. So consideration is nothing but both the parties should get something in return. So you are going to transfer the goods. So goods will be the consideration for the buyer, and the price or the money what you are going to pay for that goods is a consideration for the seller. The next is Negotiable Instrument Act. Negotiable Instrument Act. So before going to this act, so we shall understand what is this negotiation. Negotiation is a strategic discussion so that resolves an issue in a way that both the parties find acceptable, right? What does it mean? So there will be no argument. Okay, all the parties involved in the transaction, so all the parties who are there, so they will agree upon in the form of compromise. So this we call it as negotiation. So what is this Negotiable Instrument Act? So it is an act which defines or to define and amend the law relating to promissory notes, bills of exchange and checks. So these bills of exchange, promissory notes and checks are the instruments of negotiable instruments. Okay. or we can say these are the examples of negotiable instruments. So these instruments is been utilized to settle the debt between the parties or for receipt or payment of money. Okay, so this act defines the concepts like negotiation. So as I have explained you the meaning of negotiation, right? So negotiation, and also the endorsement. So endorsement means, so it may be the sign, so that authorizing the legal transaction of a negotiable instrument between the parties. So negotiable, negotiation, endorsement, parties, and capacity of parties. Okay, the next is law of insurance. Law of insurance. What is insurance? So insurance, so it is something people buy to protect themselves from losing money. So it is something, or if something bad happens to the person or the thing, so it is insured. Okay, so this is called as insurance. So insurance is classified into broadly two categories. So one is life insurance and the next is general insurance. Okay, so life insurance means you are going to take a insurance based on the basic subject is your life. Okay, so general insurance means the subject matter is like your marine insurance, fire insurance, so third party insurance, liability insurance. So there are various types of insurance. Okay, so the next is, we say, contract of, or the life insurance is a contract of compensation, and the general insurance is a contract of indemnity. And the contract of indemnity we have already studied, right? So contract of indemnity is one type of special contracts. So where what happens, there are two person, indemnifier and the indemnified and indemnifier. So what happens here, the contract by which one party is going to promise to save another from the loss caused by him. Okay, so by the conduct of promiser himself or by any other person. So this we call it as contract of indemnity. Okay, so why a general insurance is called as contract of indemnity and life insurance is called as contract of compensation? Suppose I'll give you one example. So ABC is a person who is going to lose a life. Okay, so he has a life insurance and his family members or the third party or the person who is there, so that person is going to claim for the life insurance. The nominee is going to claim for the life insurance. So by this life insurance, can we regain the life of ABC? No. So we cannot regain the life of ABC. So we can just compensate. Okay. So for that we call it as the life insurance is a contract of compensation. So general insurance is a contract of indemnity. What is indemnity? You are going to make good the losses suffered by the person. Okay, you may lose your property. So general insurance is also called as property insurance. You are going to lose your property, it may be due to the fire or something like that. So you can regain it with the money what you are going to get it from the insurance company. Okay, so that we call it as contract of indemnity. So your business of insurance is governed by some principles. So what are the principles of insurance? So one is utmost good faith. So what is good faith? So when you will have faith, when the person is honest, you will have faith on him, right? So here insurance says it is working on the principle called as utmost good faith, which means higher degree of honesty is imposed on both the parties to an insurance of contract. So both the parties who are going to come into the contract of insurance, so both the parties, so is being protected by the principle called as utmost good faith, which means there is a high degree of honesty. The next is indemnity. So we have already studied indemnity is nothing but making good the actual loss. Okay, indemnity means a guarantee or you are going to give the assurance. So under this the insurer agrees to compensate the insured for the actual loss or loss which he has suffered. The next is insurable interest. So what is this insurable interest? So the insured must have the actual interest in the subject matter of insurance. Okay, so this is applicable to all the insurance policies, all the insurance contracts. The next is causa proxima. What is this causa proxima? So it is nothing but you are going to find out the proximate cause. So you are going to find out, or causa proxima is concerned with how the damage or loss happened. So you are going to find the reason. So this we call it as causa proxima. So they are governed by respective laws. So the law of insurance is governed by respective laws. Then the terms and conditions of contract between the insurer and insured are entered in the policy. Okay, thank you.